I'm your boy Lamar.
I'm Steve.
Hey man, you doing all right today?
Yeah, I'm all right, man. I'm a little confused, but we can get into that with
All right, let's
today's
talk
topic.
about it.
Get
Bro,
into it.
you may speak, you may speak. Go on and talk about it.
I mean, first off, I'm gonna say I don't know if it's location bias, because we so close to Memphis, but
Yeah.
Kendrick Perkins, his comments kind of threw me off because it's almost like this man tried to say he was the reason for Ja Morant's ascension in popularity. And I, just from my personal opinion,
Mhm.
I don't think that's the case.
Yeah.
I mean, the man was getting popular at Murray State. People were seeing his athletic ability. People were seeing how he can lead a team. Because I mean, he
Yeah.
took that Murray State team, pretty deeper
Mhm.
than what we've seen
And
previously.
previously, yeah.
And then he comes into the NBA, and I mean, there was talks of who should go one or two. I mean, we all knew Zion was going one, but I mean, there was talks. Like it wasn't like a big old debate like we kind of had with the KD and Greg Oden. But I mean,
Hmm.
there was talks about it. There was people saying
Yeah.
Ja is the better overall prospect.
Hmm.
And then you get into the year, Ja has an amazing rookie year.
Hmm.
Um, and I mean, if we call a spade, he had a great season. Well, I'm gonna say
Hmm.
seasons while the number one pick was dealing with health injuries and could barely see the court. So when people were looking at the youth and people were looking at who can be the future of the NBA, Ja
Yeah.
was brought up there.
Yeah.
He was leading Memphis. They had that young, grimy squad that was out there playing hard, winning games,
Hmm.
and that man was hooping.
Yeah.
And we saw that on the court play translate into
Yeah.
what it became. He was popular. Um, kids was loving him in Memphis. Kids was picking up his jerseys. And
True.
I just don't think it was because Kendrick Perkins said, if we could redo that draft, Josh should go number one. Wasn't nobody checking for Kendrick Perkins, man. And so
No.
that right there had me like
No,
confused
I feel
as
you.
to
And,
why.
and Tony Allen, when he was on the podcast, Tony Allen was like, "Hey, he said Kendrick Perkins. He said I agree with you, but he said we can't act like Ja wasn't a superstar in the making. Like they was gonna tune into that boy regardless because he
Exactly.
he started talking about how they went from 3 games being publicly broadcast to like 52. And he said, "Hey, them boys is gonna be seen regardless because them boys got talent down now." So I
Exactly.
feel you on that. And
But I mean, you got to look at it though. Why were they such a high pick
yeah,
to get Ja? They weren't having great seasons. After
no way.
after after the big four or five, however you want to say it, left. Tony Allen, Zebo,
Debo
Mike
really got
Conley, Rudy
yeah,
Gay,
yeah,
Mark Gasol.
yeah.
After they were
Hey, boy,
gone,
that was a time to be in
right?
Memphis, boy.
After they were
Hey,
gone,
that was
the
a
team
time.
went downhill, which is to why they
Hey,
had that high of a draft pick. So you can't expect this team that's not winning to have nationally televised games.
I
And
remember
then,
going
of
down there and
course,
seeing it, bro.
when they start winning games and they have somebody that's a draw, like that draws that public attention, of course they're gonna get more games. I
Yeah,
mean, we've seen it. I mean, Ja won what? He had rookie of the year. He made some all NBA teams. He
yeah.
made, he won like the most improved. So of course, as we see,
Mhm.
his level of play, and then Memphis even had some great seasons. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember one year they was like number one in that conference. So of course, I mean
Yeah,
number
it
one in
was.
their
Yeah, it
in
was.
their
Yeah,
division. So with that level of play increasing,
yeah,
and with them having high Western Conference standings within the playoffs, of course there's gonna be some more attention to give them more nationally televised games.
yeah. It
Now
was.
they ain't won nothing,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
It's been a minute. It's been a minute. But I remember that old Memphis squad that you just mentioned. That was a time, boy. It
yeah,
was a time.
they was having some good runs.
Man, they was having some good runs. And
Yeah,
that team was good to see in person, dog. That was a when you think about it, that wasn't a small team, bro. And when you think about it, you sit there and look at it, that wasn't a small team.
no,
Mike Conley was running the one, but I mean, but if you look at the two, three, four, and five, that was
they had
that
some
was a
good length.
nice
Yeah,
squad. Yeah, well, that's some size on him, man. And I'm just thinking back, I'm like, damn, dog. Zebo held his own. Like, you know, it's crazy that how, and I'm not trying to get off the subject about uh Perkins and Ja, but it trips me out how the athleticism, how you have some of these forwards are just like real, can like jump out the gym, do all this and do all that. Zebo wasn't like it. You know what I'm
No,
saying? Zebo did he did the fundamentals, but did it at a high level. You know what I'm saying? And it was always interesting to see him versus Blake Griffin because I always tuned into those matches because I always want to see athleticism versus somebody that's not as athletic as Blake Griffin. And Zebo would win those matches because he would just do the foundation, the basic stuff. Of course, Blake Griffin had his highlights.
yeah.
At the end of the day, you can't stop that. But Zebo would just do stuff that wouldn't allow you to use a lot of energy during those times. You know what I'm saying? And just did fundamental stuff. Like, so shout out to the old squad
But
of
I
men.
mean, that goes into what I was kind of saying though.
Yeah,
Kendrick was trying to make it seem like if it wasn't for
yeah,
him
yeah,
talking about Ja, there wouldn't have been like this big hoopla about Memphis. But I mean, bruh, back when they had that squad with those five,
yeah. That shit was
you
crazy.
know, there
That
was a
was
little attention to Memphis too because
that
of
was
how good they were
crazy.
playing and how good they were playing as a team.
That was
And
crazy.
you know, I'm
That was
like
wild.
to for him to sit there and say, like he said, I a lot, and I think that's what really like made me confused because he kept saying like
Yeah.
I did this because I spoke good about you. ESPN went down there to do an all access on you, and it's like I don't think that's the case. I think ESPN saw that Ja was, his popularity was going up and rising. Like they
Mhm.
saw this young team in Memphis
Mhm.
winning, this young team playing like they were having they having fun on the court, like they dancing, they
Yeah.
coming out with the boom box, like
It
seeing,
reminds you of the old Cleveland team, how as far as energetic,
yeah. So I mean, I
old
think
Cleveland team
that
with LeBron.
like that
Yeah.
attributed to it, not
Yeah.
Kendrick Perkins saying, "Yeah, man, Josh should go number one," because
Yeah.
he ain't the only one that said that. Plenty of people have said that after they've seen how many games Zion has played.
And I'm rooting for you, Zion. I'm
Yeah, I
rooting for
mean,
you, dog. I'm
no,
rooting for
he's
you.
played like he's played good this year.
Yeah.
And I hope he stays healthy. But when people saw for those first few seasons he
Yeah.
wasn't playing at all, people said, "I think New Orleans messed up. They should have went Ja, just because of him being able to be on the floor and then his athletic ability."
How would you feel about that if roles were reversed and I said Ja is on the Pelicans? How do you feel about that? How do you see that playing out?
I mean, New Orleans has had some good talent, so I mean, it'd have been fun to
This
see.
is when Brandon Ingram was there too.
Yeah, I mean, Brandon Ingram, but I mean, they've even had people like CJ McCollum.
Hmm.
Um,
So how do you think that would have worked out though?
Honestly, I don't know, man. But I think Ja landed where he needed to. Like it was a team rebuilding, and they was able to rebuild around him.
Is he the face of? I mean, let's just be
Um,
honest. He the face of the team down now. So I mean, if he in trouble, they in trouble at the end of the day. Like he got to get it together. But at the end of the day, like he look like he's on the right path, doing what he staying out the way, taking care of business and focusing on elevating himself, but most
mhm,
importantly elevating his team and just
yeah.
being the face of the franchise. So keep doing your thing, Ja. Just stay out the way, dog. Take care of your business, take care of the family, and just keep doing your thing, man. Like it's crazy though when you sit back and look at what Kendrick said. I mean, and I can understand. Hear me out.
Okay.
I can understand from Kendrick's perspective because he's passionate about it. He really cares about the kid. He wants to see the kid do right. And I guess, it like I said, we don't know. We just speculate from the outside based off on what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I feel like Kendrick feel like I feel like Kendrick feels like he done some things behind the scenes that he other players wouldn't have done for others. And for him to get a slap in the face, he just feels a certain type of way. You get what I'm saying?
But the
So
slap in the face was Ja living his life, man.
no, no, no.
So I mean, that's what he's mad about. He's mad about. He said,
I'm just sitting back and just looking on the outside in, just from my perspective.
"No, I
Like
mean, I
I
get
don't
that."
know,
But he
you
said in
know.
the interview he said in the interview straight up,
Yeah.
it was pretty much a slap in his face that Ja got in trouble because he spoke so highly of Ja. He got, and he said this. He said him speaking so highly of Ja made the Disney bosses tune in.
Yeah,
So
I
when
see.
Ja got in trouble, it looked
Hmm.
bad on him.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know I'm not there at ESPN, but
Hmm.
I don't know if Kendrick has that much pull to where he can be like, I can I can go to the Disney bosses, the Disney CEO, and be like, y'all need to invest in Ja. I don't know if he got it like that.
I
So
mean,
I
time
think
will tell, bro. I don't know. He might have that
no, I
pull.
mean you can give input, right? But he made it
Yeah.
seem like he spearheaded that whole decision
Yeah.
to get Ja to where he was. And
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't get everything that they want to say out correctly. I mean, we all, sometimes have to step back like, all right, I could have said this better,
Yeah.
but he can't sit here and say he spearheaded that man's popularity and fame.
Yeah.
He was already popular and had the notoriety going up just based off all the craziness he did in
Yeah.
Murray State, like Murray State. Um, was it Murray State? I think it was Murray State, where he was just jumping out the building. Um,
Yeah.
you know, it's just
He
people was
was.
tuned in.
He was a show to see, bro. Like he was. He was like a show to see. And people love to see Ja. Like, you know what I'm saying? It made you focus on like watching games. Cause I think most of his game came on like ESPN too, right?
Um,
Some of his college games, right? Like if you had to catch them, they would come on ESPN too, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I
But But anyway, it's like, you would definitely tune in and just try to catch those games because you knew Ja was playing, because you don't know what type of show he's gonna put on, especially when he was like dunking on people. I remember some of those clips, he was dunking on people, and it was just like this kid has talent out of this world. For him, it I wouldn't say it was, I wouldn't say like an AI, but he was not afraid to go to the basket like AI, if that makes any sense. And he was definitely he was definitely like, you definitely had to tune in to like, see what was going on with him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you definitely want to be a part of, you know, history being made, because he would put on a show, man. He would either do something crazy, or it's just, I'd be like, damn, like, bro had talent out of this world, bro. And that jumping ability, that shit just don't come natural like that, bro. I'm just being real.
no, I mean you're right. Like he had, like
That nigga had jumping ability out of this world, bro.
yeah, I mean, and
This shit ain't easy,
his
bro.
his quick though. I think
Yeah,
that's really the biggest thing. Like he can get off the floor quick,
yeah, yeah.
and when you looking at college, anybody that has that, like, look, when Zion was trending, it's because he was doing 360 windmills. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Fast break dunks. That's what gets there. And I mean, Ja was doing that. So,
Yeah,
I mean, I think it definitely propelled like his notoriety. I mean, like you said, ESPN definitely increased the amount of games that they did for Murray State just because of what he could do. And
yeah,
I think he had it coming. Like I think
yeah,
like people saw that he had that draw, but I just don't think it's Kendrick Perkins, bro.
yeah, yeah. I
And
mean, I
let us know what
just,
y'all think, bro.
I, look- I look at it as like, man, people gon' people got their own opinion. You know what I'm saying? People gonna say what they want to say at the end of the day. It's up on us as viewers to believe them or not at the end of the day. But we know who we like, who we care about seeing on TV on a day in, day out. But I mean, that's all. I mean, Kendrick, I think Kendrick get over it, but and Ja, keep doing your thing, dog. Stay out the way and go on and get to them playoffs, dog. Go on and get to them playoffs and stay healthy. Most important, stay healthy, man. But hey, that's it on No Excuse Just Result podcast. Once again, I'm your boy Lamar.
I'm Steve.
Hey, comment, like, and subscribe, guys. Peace.